I walk through the shadow of death left to fear. This is a journey through the halls of hell.
Yes people, what is good? I am BA, back once again with another reaction in the Game of Thrones series. Last episode, Tyrion demanded a trial by combat, and this episode is called The Mountain and the Viper, so we know what is coming next. This is episode 8 of season 4. Let's check it out and see what is saying to it. At this point in the show, you can really see the increase in production value when it comes to just sets for individual shots and stuff. Everything looks so cinematic now.
The Rains of Castamere!
It's a skill to do the Rains of Castamere with burps. I swear though, the only 2 times we see Molestown is when Sam and Gilly first arrive and then when it gets attacked. So I hope this isn't the episode when it's attacked by wildlings.
Your baby was crying this morning.
Oh no, we get a little bit more of this woman being a bitch to Gilly first, that's cool. This woman's a bitch, but deep down, she's cool. She's just super defensive of her people, her town, her culture. Oh, Tormund and Ygritte leading the charge. I can't believe I like both these people. They're just slaughtering a town full of innocents, and I'm like, hi guys, good to see you again, ha ha. I'm not even celebrating that. I know that woman was a bitch to Gilly, but deep down, like I said, she was just super defensive. And historically, I can't even hate these actions because my clan family name are Border Reavers historically, which meant that they went over the border to the English side and raped and pillaged in our retaliation. And this is basically what wildlings are doing right now. They've been pegged back, they've been getting shit for centuries, they've had a wall built to enclose them. Now they're coming down and starting some shit themselves, and historically, I can't say nothing about it.
She survived Craster. She survived the long march to the wall.
These guys are right, because she's a wildling and she's had that upbringing north of the wall, it gave her just the amount of savvy necessary to see the attack coming moments before it did, and she was able to hide herself.
Whoever dies lost, be a good lad and burn the rest of us.
I don't know if I would say that. If I was a Night's Watch, I'd be like, look guys, when I die, don't burn me. I want to see how this zombie shit goes for a while. It looks like it might be quite cool. He's like a hippo.
Did they take all of it? All of it? The pillar and the stones?
I suppose that was the classiest way a queen could have worded that. She's not about to say, you know, carrot and 2 veg.
Do you remember the name you were given at birth?
I remember nothing.
What a tragic story arc Grey Worm has. Like, people think Jon Snow gets done dirty in season 8. I genuinely don't, because I think he's at peace with finding his identity. You know who gets done real dirty the last couple seasons? Fucking Grey Worm. He has such a great love story, you know, realising he can both be a leader and have someone he cares about, etc. And then that person's just killed and he turns into an asshole. That's his character arc. Not to say that it isn't a believable one. It's just unsatisfying by nature. But you can't have every character have a satisfying character arc, because that's what makes a story seem unbelievable. It's more believable he has a bitter, unsatisfying end. But yes, I mirror his unsatisfaction.
Kraken, when you take them out of the water, they collapse under their proud weight and slump into a heap of nothing.
I have never heard such shade thrown to the boneless fish community in my life. Wow. I mean, he's not wrong. It's just a harsh reality of being a jellyfish and the likes.
Remember what you are and what you're not. Bring me Moat Cailin.
Do you think in Ramsay's twisted mind, he knows this is incredibly risky right now to give Reek his former identity back, dress him up in his traditional family armour and send him to a gate? Does he in his head think, this might fuck up and he might just be like, yo, it's me, he was keeping me kidnapped, please save me? Or does he know 100% he has destroyed this man?
He will be just and fair with you as he has been with me.
God. What a fucked up line of dialogue in the context of things.
Where in hell are you muttering?
Theon was so lucky that the rest of the guy's men turned against him there.
Have your men raised the white flag and open the gates? You're going home.
These guys are all getting flayed alive. Yeah, it's what they do. It's on their banner. You know, if you thought you were going to get to walk out of that castle and just go somewhere, you are gravely mistaking the artwork which embezzles their logo.
I suppose all of our ancestors came from somewhere else, originally.
His accent is so drastically different at this point in the show. I mean, compare this right now.
Perhaps you chose the wrong man to duel with. Well, it wasn't the man that I chose, my lord. It was Catelyn Tully.
Lady Sansa, forgive me. I'm a bit confused.
It's crazy.
Named you Master of Coin, no one cared. Why not let a grubby man do it?
Yes, I completely forget he gets his balls broken by the people at the Vale.
She was an odd fish, but suicide. She adored that boy of hers.
Very good point by both of them. Yes, she was strange, but I don't think anything would have kept her from her son. There's no way she would purposely leave her son in any capacity.
Girl with no learning and scattered wits, I assure you she would be of no help.
We'd like to speak with her.
A girl of no learning and scattered wits. Well, it's nice to know you have a high opinion of Sansa.
Sorry, Lord Baelish. I have to tell the truth. I'll tell you everything.
Oh, this is written like such bait and switch hacky shit. Don't write bait and switches that hackily, please.
Lord Baelish has told many lies, all to protect me.
Oh god, this is the part of the show where Sansa just goes full pro-Baelish dark side. It's fucking unenjoyable to see.
She was terrified that Lord Baelish didn't love her anymore.
She is going absolutely all out with this story on his behalf. This whole episode so far has just been nice characters who are currently in the pocket of master manipulators with Sansa and Theon.
She stood on the edge of that moon door. She stepped through those doors and she was...
If I was in the Vale Council there, I'd have been like, hold on, the way you said the moon door and those doors is really liarish language. Your acting performance was below your usual par in that scene, and for those two reasons, you're going through the fucking moon door. I don't think Sansa was that believable in that scene. Oh, it's infuriating. It's infuriating. How does Peter Baelish do this shit? He's not even charming.
By staying out of the fray, you've allowed Tywin Lannister to destroy his rivals on every compass point.
Using his own court case in this scene to try and instantly now militarise the Vale as an army at his disposal. My god, he has a way with words. I don't know how he does it, but he's got a way with words.
Time for Robin to leave the nest.
The whole world is just a giant game of Risk to Peter Baelish, and he is trying to conquer this shit. What is this? What the fuck news did he just get that shocked him so much?
Sir Barristan, Sir Jorah. Have I forgotten a council meeting?
Ah, okay, they've told him Jorah was a spy.
Who gave you this? Does it matter?
Kind of, because even though it's fucked up information, this is clearly someone trying to drive a wedge between her closest generals. But on the other hand, he fucking spied on her. What can you do? I still feel for Jorah though. You know, he went there with a mission to spy. He got to know her while being a spy and did away with being a spy after he got to know her. So I completely do feel for him still.
If we could speak alone.
No. Speak to me here.
What's weird is that if we could speak alone is quite a villainous thing to want, you know, to take away the opinions of the room. Peter Baelish actually says that exact same sentence to Sansa in season 7, I think it is.
You told them I was carrying Drago's child?
Aye.
Yes or no? Don't call me that.
Yeah, you know, that's got to be the end of story, done deal really, if you're now purposely endangering her child by giving them that information just in case they want to kill her offspring. Fuck that. Daenerys has to throw Jorah out right now.
I have stole my brother's throne. You want me to forgive you?
This is a brilliantly acted scene. I was hating on Sansa in the last scene. This scene, on the other hand, both of these guys are killing this shit.
You have until dusk to collect your things and leave this city.
So heartbreaking, but it has to be done. Thinking about it, I cannot believe he was giving them the information that she was carrying a child and stuff, because if you remember back in season 1, they learned that she was pregnant and Robert Baratheon was furious about it, so he could have easily called for that child's death. I think he probably did suggest it. Now, what might have saved Jorah? What might have saved Jorah is when he first started to get to know her and like her, if he told her, look, I was here sent to spy, I'm telling them to fuck fuck off. I believe in your cause. You know, if he genuinely had a conversation with her like that. But because he was spying and he didn't ever tell her, and it took them finding out through someone else, Jorah brought this all on himself.
400 miles that way. 300 miles that way.
It's a giant part of land they control.
From this day until your last day, you are Ramsay Bolton.
It's like the nicest thing his dad's ever done for him. What his dad doesn't know is this is probably signed his death warrant, because now Ramsay knows that if he kills him, he inherits all his shit. These moments as well when Theon could have theoretically escaped, you know, again when Yara tried to free him from within the Dreadfort, and there when he could have easily said to those Ironborn, look man, he's got me hostage, he's so fucked up. Help me. They did such a good job, because this is the point where you realise, like, holy shit, I'm screaming at my TV for him to escape. I'm rooting for this guy who I fucking hated. What he did at Winterfell, think about it, remember it, he did that shit. But it's not him anymore, is it? It's the remnants of what once was, and a forever changed human being who we can now root for. He's been through that level of brutality. He is literally no longer the same.
They'd have executed you, what would they have done with me?
Better to gamble on the man you know than the strangers you don't.
Was that really Sansa's motivation for lying there? Just because she didn't know how they would treat her if he was found guilty? Obviously self-preservation would have been drilled into her head after what she's been through at King's Landing, but that to me doesn't sound like the truth.
Nothing makes you happy.
Lots of things make me happy.
Like what?
Killing Polliver.
Not only is she the best little killer in all of Westeros, but she also finds it fun. She was born for this.
Poison's a woman's weapon. Men kill with steel.
That's your stupid pride talking.
Yeah, the men in Dawn seem pretty cocksure and they love themselves some poison, so you know, don't hate. In theory, I understand the base principle. Men have more physical raw power, thus are more likely to grab a melee weapon and drive it through your fucking head. Women generally can't wield a fucking battle axe in the same way as men, so yeah, poison makes more sense for them.
Lady Arryn died 3 days ago.
Well, that's that plan out the fucking window. I like how Arya's handling this. It shows the complete different contrast in how individuals deal with trauma. If you look at how Arya's handling all the shit she's been through, in contrast to how Sansa's handling all the shit she's been through, both of these are just children dealing with traumas, but it can mould you in different ways depending on your psyche. Arya's just turning into a chuckling assassin.
Take charge of your life, for as long as it lasts.
Yeah, especially worry about your life when he's got his hands on your shoulders. I definitely wouldn't be asking to suckle on Baelish's nip. Look at her. I mean, okay, costume designers with your fucking on-the-nose costume choices. She went from like a light grey over the course of 2 episodes to being full Darth Sidious. I get it. I get it. Why don't you just fucking make her eyes glow red?
Hanging, breaking at the wheel, beheading. Seems rather ordinary.
It does. You would have thought they would have bust out something special for such a significant murder. Maybe an Iron Maiden? By the way, I don't know if you guys have ever looked into this, but I learned over the last few years an Iron Maiden was a complete bullshit made up thing to show in old museums, but it wasn't actually a medieval torture device. Look it up for yourselves if you didn't know that. It's a shame because it looked like it would have been a really good one. Like if I was a king and my like court mechanic guy came to me one day like, check this shit out, I'd have been like, you are not getting beheaded today.
Olsen, why was he smashing all those beetles? What did he get out of it?
That's the same question I have about this whole scene. Why did George R.R. Martin write this Beatles story, and what is the significance of it? It seems to be completely moralless and just about a dude who's not the sharpest tool in the shed, liking a bit of beetle destruction. I mean, I'm not judging the guy, I'm just wondering why we are using an entire scene to discuss this individual.
As I watched, I became more and more sure of it. There was something happening there.
Oh, there was something happening there, alright. An absolute Armageddon of that Beatles city. To those Beatles, it was like the opening scene in this episode, and they were Molestown.
Every day, until that mule kicked him in the chest and killed him.
I've read enough children's books to know that those Beatles definitely struck up a friendship with that mule in the night time when all the humans were sleeping, leading to the mule's eventual revenge killing of Orson. Charlotte's Web 2, fuck you, Orson.
Good luck today.
I mean, Tyrion doesn't need any luck. He just gets to sit and chill while two other humans fight on his behalf. I guess that's the kind of fucked up part of trial by combat, because I'm game. I'd be like, cool, trial by combat, let's go. But then if it was like a rich guy who had a grievance with me or was suing me or something, he could be like, okay, here's like £2 million. I'm going to go and pay to this undefeated UFC fighter. He's going to stand in my place. Good luck.
You're going to fight that?
I'm going to kill that.
Well, that's moved its way up the chart right next to I'll be right back in the fucking shouldn't have said it category. Now, even though that was clearly a combination of a staff specialist and Pedro Pascal doing the close-up shots, it was an impressive little fucking piece of work. And also, it's quite interesting when he got cast in The Mandalorian, he chose the Beskar spear, I believe, as one of the weapons of The Mandalorian because he'd done a bit of spear training already for this role. That backward slide was so slick. I don't know how they did that, but it does make him look like he's got 100 out of 100 for agility. Also, for being the most formidable guy in the land, the Mountain has zero technique. He is just all size and power. That's the only thing he's got going for him, but he's got a lot of it going for him.
You killed her children!
Even that little front stab he caught him with there, it might not have penetrated straight into the body, but even if the tip caught him, that's the deadly poison already in his system. He's dead already. I like how in that moment you think, oh fuck, he's dead now, he's lost his spear, and then someone just throws him another one. You're like, oh okay, thought they were going to use that in the plot or something, but no. He's such a cool character. I wish we could see an alternate version of Game of Thrones if the Viper had survived and won this fight. Can you imagine the Viper helping defend Winterfell in Season 8 and shit? Oh, it would have been brilliant.
Say her name. Elia Martell. You raped her.
By the looks in the crowd, absolutely nobody expected this outcome. I wonder why Prince Oberyn wasn't renowned as one of the best fighters when he clearly is one of the best fighters. He had like no reputation around him really.
Elia Martell. I killed her children.
Oh my god. So brutal. Oh, crazy, crazy end to this scene.
Tyrion Lannister. In the name of King Tommen of the House Baratheon.
Prince Oberyn's crushed in head effect. I bet the special effect team had a field day making that prop. Okay, and that was episode 8 of season 4 of Game of Thrones, The Mountain and the Viper, and I will be back in just a minute with my thoughts on that. So, The Mountain and the Viper, what did I think of that? It was an episode that started with, like I said, a lot of human manipulation. First of all, we saw just how deeply Ramsay's got into Theon's head that he trusts to be able to send him, claiming to be Theon Greyjoy, wearing Greyjoy armor to a castle being held by Greyjoys, and trusts that he will not snap out of this state and just run away. And not only did Theon do exactly what Ramsay wanted, he then stood and had to watch as the Bolton army flayed everybody they promised they were going to let go, and he just had to stand and accept it. Then straight from that, we go into Sansa and Baelish, and it looks like Baelish is getting held to the fire by the court at the Vale, and then all of a sudden Sansa steps in a medium dark grey dress in this scene and announces that it was in fact all to protect her secret identity, and Lady Arryn just threw herself to her death. And as I said, it's just her full turning to the dark side moment, as illustrated very on the nose by the costume department in the scene afterwards when she descends the staircase in a completely black dress now. So that's her, you know, hailing Satan. Actually, come to think about it, this is a fucking miserable episode, because after that we get the attack on Mole's Town where almost everybody gets slaughtered and we don't know if Gilly's alive or not. Then we find out that Jorah's a fucking rat snake and he heartbreakingly has to depart and leave Daenerys. And then we get the Viper versus the Mountain and the Viper gets his head exploded. I mean, I don't want to know what the fuck happened to George R.R. Martin the day he wrote this shit, but he needs to chill the fuck out. But all joking aside, it was a fucking incredible episode from start to finish. Every Every single development I found interesting in this episode, even the smaller ones like Lord Bolton giving Ramsay officially his surname, which doesn't mean much now, but obviously when you think about it, it now entitles him to everything his father has should his father ever die. So yeah, even the small scenes in this episode were brilliant. It's just yet another excellent episode in season 4, and I cannot wait to see next week's, because you know episode 9 is always an absolute banger, and about the last 3 have been absolute bangers, so God knows what episode 9 is going to be in this season. If you've liked this video, click like, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this, ring the bell to be notified as to when they drop. If there's anything you want to talk about, comment down below, and share this around to anyone you think might appreciate it or want to watch these reactions along with us. My Patreon link is down in the description. If you become a patron, you get access to my blog, you get access to these reactions I put on YouTube a month and a half in advance, and you also get access to full-length versions of everything I react to. So consider becoming a patron, it helps me and my channel out so much, and until next time, I have been BA, peace.